So you've come up with a job description. This is the person I'm looking for. This is what they're going to do. This is what I think I can pay them, etc. Now, where are you going to find that person? You may already have them. They may already be in your employ. Have a client who has a great employee. She's really good at the back of the house. She knows the inventory like crazy. She's great at setting everything up. But she is a terrible salesperson. She'll run customers literally out of the door. But she's been an employee for a long period of time. Don't want to get rid of her because she's great at what she does. What we did was change her position. If she was so good at this, we took some of the things that the owner was doing that were inventory related, that were back of the house related, and gave those things to this woman and changed her position. I think she's now inventory manager. She was thrilled. Now those hours that she was normally scheduled to be on the floor, the owner can take over for, and there's a part-time employee who wants more hours. Now there's more hours available. Everybody benefited here. So if you're looking for a new employee, you may already have them. Think in terms of who you've got and what they're doing, and are they underachievers? Are they people who are not really performing well but have something that you can benefit from? Now you've got your employee person image. Now it's time to create your ad, because you've got to get the word out there. You've got to find this person that you want to hire. I've listed here on the handout some suggestions for you on what you should include in a one ad. I'm not going to go all through them because these are suggestions, and if you want to find a good way to put an ad out, look at what everybody else is doing and jump on the net, and you'll get every suggestion and recommendation you possibly can get. If later on y'all want to discuss it, we're happy to discuss it, but there's a lot of information out there. Look at everybody else's ads. Okay, how do you get the word out? You got your ad, you need to get it out there. Probably the easiest and best resource for you to find a good employee, be they a salesperson or bookkeeper, etc., is all the people you know, your network. And you want to ask them. You want to be able to email to them, hey, I'm looking for a new person. Who do you know? Get it out there and let them come up with some folks for you. If you have a relationship with someone and you like them, odds are good they know someone who is also like them and might be a good hire. So get it out there. And it's basically free. Don't forget to speak to your vendors, suppliers. There may be somebody who's thinking of making a change. They may know about them. If you're looking for a salesperson, steal one. If you're in a clothing store and you get great service from somebody, she's personable, she knows her stuff, you feel comfortable with her, she's one of these people you'd like to go take out for a cup of coffee. You just really like her. After you're finished buying your stuff, pull out a business card and say to her, if you're looking to add more hours, or if you're thinking of making a change, call me. You're really good. I think you would be a great addition to my place. That's it. And always, always, especially for sales staff, always be looking for good people. It's easier to train a good salesperson on product knowledge than it is somebody who really knows product knowledge or really knows your business to train them to sell. And selling is critical. So always, always be out there looking, and always be, and no matter what, if you don't need an employee right now, you're looking. Because one of these days, Jane, your best employee, is going to walk in the door and say, my husband got transferred, we're leaving. I'm giving you my 2-week notice. Constantly, constantly be looking for new employees. Okay, where else can you find good candidates? Websites. How many of y'all have a website in your business? Okay, oh, okay, 2/3 of you. You've probably been on websites where it says employment opportunities. Do it with yours. If you're looking for an employee, list it on your website. Make the website your communication for finding people. So your company website, go ahead and put employment opportunities, or put a little blurb on there. Your current employees and your former employees, ask them. If you've got a great employee, maybe in their circle of friends, they have somebody who might want to work with them. Then you can go beyond with Craigslist and others, and any specific advertising areas that you might be able to use in your location, like for example up at Pigeon Forge, any sort of bulletin boards, etc., that are out there. The great thing about hiring people right now, they are out there. There's a lot of people out of work. There's a lot of really good people who would love to work full-time or part-time. There's a lot of homemaker type people, I hate to use that term, people who are at home, who would love to be able to work for you. And many times, having somebody like that on a part-time basis rather than going out and hiring a full-timer, a couple or 3 part-timers is actually a better situation. If it's not a difficult job or something that involves a lot of specialized training, if you had 3 part-timers rather than 1 full-timer, it would be easier for you to fill all the hours. If you've got a full-timer and the full-timer gets sick, what are you going to do? If you've got a part-timer and they get sick, you've got 2 other employees who may want the extra time. So think in terms of part-timers. In some cases, they're less expensive for you also. Build yourself a stable of them. Okay, so this person that you're looking for, how are they going to respond to you? You've built this ad, you've got it out there. I want you to have them respond to you by email. You don't want them calling. You don't want them calling you. You don't want them calling your store. In the ad, in the information that you're giving out there to all of your friends and neighbors, tell them, here's the email address. And make the email address specific. It might say, jobs at Jane's Gifts. Something like that. Don't make it your email address. Have them request an application. Have them email you and say, I heard about a job. I'm interested. Then you can respond back to them by sending them an application. You want an application, okay? There's people out there with resumes. They're happy to send them to you. May I email my resume to you? Well, that's great, but most resumes don't tell you if they're going to be a good employer or not. Plus, you may have a resume on somebody, you have a job application on somebody else. Everybody has to fill out an application. That way, everybody's on the same page, literally. Have them email it back in. Set up on this email an auto response so that when they email you their application, It automatically says, we've received your application. Excuse me. Thank you. We're reviewing applications right now, and if we're interested, we will contact you. That way they're not calling going, did you get my application? Am I in the running? Excuse me. Okay, you got all the applications. You're weeding out the people, obviously, who are not going to work. You get down to a certain number of them. Next thing you want to do, knowing that you're busy people, you want to set up a phone interview with them. Email them back and say, "Got your application. We would like to have a phone interview with you." Give them a couple of options on days and times when they can call you, and let them respond back. And now this phone conversation is going to be about 15 minutes. That's it. Try and set up your phone calls maybe on one particular day so that it's not blowing your whole day or interrupting you. So when they call, number one, you get to find out how they sound on the phone, because the odds are good as a small business. They're going to be talking to one of your customers at one point. So right out of the chute, you get to find out how they are on the phone. I've listed here in the handouts some sample questions that you want to ask them in the phone conversation. These are, again, samples. If you want to get industry specific, jump on Google. Phone interview questions, retail. You'll come up with about 8 pages of this stuff that will take you to other websites, that will take you to more information on hiring. Boy, the internet is your friend here on information like this. Also in the bookstores, if you're wanting to grow and you're going to have to bring in new employees, get some great books on the subject. I've given you the list of a few of them. Okay, so you've interviewed, now you're down to a couple of people that you like, maybe 2 or 3. Now it's time to actually physically interview them. You can do it in your place. You can do it in a coffee shop, whatever would be a good location where you're not going to get interrupted and you're not going to be looking over your shoulder worrying about your business. You want their full attention. They want your full attention.